Right, so Ty Simpson spent 3 years on Alabama's bench, behind Bryce Young, who was a Heisman Trophy winner and the number one overall pick. Jalen Milroe, who went in the third round last year in the third round to the Seattle Seahawks in the NFL draft. So now it's Bryce. It's not Bryce. It's Ty Simpson, that next guy to come out of Alabama, get taken high in the draft. The first round, like Tua Tagovailoa, Bryce Young, Jalen Hurts in the second round. Because right now, according to the betting odds, and this is really based on his play recently, Ty Simpson is the betting favorite to be the number one overall pick in the 2026 NFL draft. And the last time I checked, the New Orleans Saints was the team that was going to be picking first based on their record, which is 1-7 right now. All right, so I think the odds say he is plus 200 favorite. Malik Fernando Mendoza out of Indiana is plus 290. Lenore Sellers is plus 600, and Dante Moore out of Oregon plus 750. So I mean, this is just about paying off for him, and why Ty Simpson's rise could change how programs approach quarterback development again. We'll see. Um, but in today's college football world, very few quarterbacks wait their turn. If you're not starting in year one, cats probably leave. It depends. You know what I'm saying? But Ty Simpson, he stayed the course because the reality is, this guy didn't come in under Caleb DeBoer. This was a Nick Saban recruit, a five-star Nick Saban recruit that waited his time under Bryce Young, under Jalen Milroe, and now he's getting this opportunity. You know, Bryce Young won the Heisman, and he still, and then after Bryce Young left, he still didn't get the nod. Nick Saban decided to go with um, Jalen Milroe, and like I said, most players would have went to the transfer portal. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with that. You know, Ty Simpson did, and now his loyalty to Alabama and to his own growth is paying off in ways no one could have predicted. Because I didn't think going into the season, I didn't think Ty Simpson was a first rounder. You know, I did. You know, but in his first year as a starter, he's looking really good. He has completed 65.7% of his passes, 20 touchdowns, and just one interception. And Alabama's offense looks sharper, faster, and more balanced than it did last year. Way balanced and way better. Because that Florida State game, man, I had my doubts about Alabama after the way that game, but that was just one game, and they turned it around, and now they're like one of the best teams in the country. And under head coach Caleb DeBoer and the new OC, well, he's new to Alabama, but Caleb DeBoer's worked with him before. Ryan Grubb, Simpson, has thrived in a pro style system that emphasizes deep reads and precision passing. So this isn't just a talent. This is development. It's refinement. So the poise, the timing, and maturity, you know, Simpson shows on the field are all products of waiting, his turn and learning from two of college football's, best offensive minds and Ryan Grubb and Caleb DeBoer. You know, but let's be real though. Alabama's transition from Nick Saban to Caleb DeBoer, it was never was going to be a easy transition. And Caleb, regardless of what Caleb DeBoer does, I don't think it'll never measure up to what Nick Saban has accomplished at Alabama. Regardless, you know. But Ty Simpson's success is a large validation for the board system. He's proven that Alabama isn't just surviving in the post Nick Saban era, but they're thriving right now. You know, the offense is cleaner, the decision making is sharper, and Simpson has turned into the perfect field general, efficient, confident, and calm under pressure situations. You know, showing the country that even though Bama's dying, the dynasty run is over, but it's evolving. The program is evolving. You know, um, so what makes the Simpson story even better is what it represents, though. He's not a the blueprint. He's like the blueprint for young quarterbacks who get frustrated early in college careers. You know, I know NIL is a big deal for a lot of players, and I have no issue with that. You know, but some guys gonna have to just trust the process. Some guys, not everybody. You know, by all means, if you have the opportunity, you believe you can go somewhere, start, make money, by all means, go for it. You know, but Simpson has built himself into an NFL ready passer by learning and not going to the portal. So scouts already are having raving about his poise and polish. And he's reading defenses like an NFL quarterback. Footwork is tight, and his arm strength is undeniable. But NFL teams will see this as the total package: talent plus maturity. Something you just don't often find with 21-year-old quarterbacks. You know. So right now, like I said, DraftKings has him as a plus 220 to bet favorite to be first overall pick. Plus 290 Lenora Sellers out of North Carolina, out of not North Lenora Sellers, but Fernando Mendoza plus 290, Sellers plus 600, and Dante Moore plus 750. So as of now, Ty Simpson is the favorite to go first in 2026. But the guys behind him is a stacked field behind him though. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to Fernando Mendoza or Dante Moore or Lenora Sellers because Fernando Mendoza has turned heads with his precision passing. Lenora Sellers is just right now. Lenora Sellers is just on a bad team right now, man, with not a lot of good supporting players, supporting cast members on his team. Because I would say if you put Lenora Sellers in Tennessee, Ohio State, he'd be the clear cut number one overall pick, in my opinion. Dante Moore, he's shining, and you know, a lot can change between now and the draft. Real, you know what I'm saying? Then like the only non quarterback that could go one overall possibly, or top five, top three is Ruben Ban, who is the top defensive player on the board out of Miami. But we'll see how it all play out, man. A lot could change by now, man. Ty Simpson, cause I didn't see this, bro. I didn't see Ty Simpson being a top five, a first round pick. Going into the draft, not even a second round pick. You know what I'm saying? But things change. And Caleb DeBoer has a track record so far. Work grouping NFL quarterbacks, worked with Michael Penix Jr. and at Washington, and now he's working with Ty Simpson. And he didn't go no more. Jalen Miro didn't go in the first round, but he went third overall. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see how it all play out, man. Ty Simpson right now, best favorite to go first overall, according to this article from Pro Football Talk in the 2026 NFL Draft. It wouldn't be shocked if he does. If he stays on the path that he is on right now. But like I said, things are fluid right now. It could change. Teams change their mind. Scouts change their mind. As more data on these QBs come out, they could change. But we'll see how it all play out. So that's all I have for y'all for right now. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. What are your thoughts on? If you're an Alabama fan watching this video, what are your thoughts on Ty Simpson now being a betting favorite to go first overall in next year's draft, or do you think he should come back for another year because he has another year of eligibility left? I'm out.